As the family gathered happily for a photo, a black boy sat quietly behind the photographer. He had just been adopted by them, and without saying a word to her husband, the wife called the boy over to join their family picture. Mike, the boy, was stunned. It felt almost unreal, but slowly, he stood up and walked to their side. At that moment, for the first time in his life, Mike felt something he had never experienced before, a sense of belonging, of being part of family. From that day on, Mike's destiny began to change. Even though he was only 16 years old, Mike stood over 2 meters tall and weighed more than 140 kilograms, with one of his feet bigger than some girls' heads at school. But behind his massive frame, his mind and understanding were still like that of a 6-year-old child. Since he was young, Mike had been used to living on his own. His father had passed away, and his mother, who struggled with mental illness, was unable to take care of him. Mike moved from one relative's house to another, treated like a ball passed around, never staying in one place for long. In just a few years, he had switched schools 11 times and lived in 8 different foster homes, yet none of them truly saw him as family. One night, Mike once again heard his foster parents arguing about him. As always, he knew what it meant. It was time to leave. Mike went to the gym, looking for a quiet corner to hide. After games, spectators would often leave behind leftover popcorn and soda, and that became his dinner. He would help clean up and pick up trash, trying not to be noticed. At night, he went to the laundromat, washing his clothes with free tap water, even without soap. Day after day, Mike lived alone, and it might have stayed that way if the Tweedy family hadn't appeared. That day, Mr. Tweedy rolled down his car window and asked Mike where he was going. Mike said he was headed to the gym, even though it had closed hours ago. Mike was lying, because in truth, he had nowhere to go. Mrs. Tweedy sensed something was wrong and couldn't bear to leave him alone, so she invited him into the car. That night, Mike went home with them. As he stepped into their warm, beautiful house, Mike could hardly believe it, as he had never seen a home like that before, let alone lived in one. Because everything happened so quickly, the Tweedy family hadn't prepared a room for him, so Mike slept on the sofa that night. Mrs. Tweedy told him that if he needed anything, he could come upstairs to let them know. But after saying it, she paused for a moment, a doubt crossing her mind. Was he dangerous? Would he steal something?